Hey, this is Olivia, Alex, and Sabre. On today's episode of Infinite Entertainment, we are going to be discussing music hits throughout time.
In our first segment, we'll be discussing classic music and classic artists. So my personal favorite classic and kind of modern also musician or artist would have to be Michael Jackson. 100% my favorite. Know everything about him. Pretty great. Anybody else?
My favorite is probably Journey. I've been listening to it since I was a little girl, and I like the song Don't Stop Believin'. I used to play it pretty much 8 hours a day.
How about you, Sabre?
Mine probably have to be the Beatles, which is pretty typical, kind of cliche, but I also really like Queen, I like the Beach Boys, the Kinks, just a lot of 80s music. I've listened to that a lot because I really like 80s movies.
I love Queen.
Yeah,
Queen is amazing.
Is really good.
Queen is really cool.
Bohemian Rhapsody is amazing.
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody is the most classic song ever made.
Yes.
Besides classic rock, I really like classic country music, such as Patsy Cline, Jimmy Dean. It's really, really cool to learn the history of the country music because they all tell stories, and it's not all about beer and tractors like everybody else makes it out to be.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of country, but my favorite music eras are definitely probably the 60s and the 80s and 90s, and of course now, but I would have to say the 70s were not my favorite because I'm not really into disco that much.
My favorite was probably the 80s. I also like, my grandma listens to country music, so I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah.
I'm not into disco, so I would say around the late 70s, 78, 79, because it was kind of the transition from disco to everything that happened in the 80s, which slayed everything.
I do love that one ABBA song, though, the Dancing Queen. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I love that. That didn't even come into my mind.
That's good.
I think classic music was also really interesting because of the role it played in history, especially in the civil rights era in the 60s. There was a lot of artists who were really making music about revolution and civil rights and things like that, like the Beatles with the British invasion.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix and all those artists, they had a lot of contributions they made to pop culture.
And other songs you don't really know, but they actually talk about more equality. And it's been classics talk about equality a lot, and just not judging. I like that.
Speaking of Jimi Hendrix, a little fun fact I found out recently. Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison, they all slayed in their music in the 1980s. They all died at the age of 27. They were all left-handed, and all their autopsies report that they had a white Bic lighter inside of their pockets. So apparently, lots of artists that smoke or whatever they need a lighter for, they don't carry a white Bic lighter in their pocket because of that, and they think it's bad luck. So, any thoughts on that?
That's actually really interesting. I did not know that. That's a random fact, but it's actually really interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of artists and things who have died around the age of 27. So I guess it's just a kind of coincidental thing for people in that industry.
Yeah.
Deja vu, man. Yeah.
In our next event, we'll be talking about the most popular modern music.
So this year's and last year's 5 most streamed albums on Spotify. Number 1 is Views, Drake. Number 2 is Justin Bieber's Purpose. Number 3, ANTI or Auntie, Rihanna, I think. 4, Blurry Face from 21 Pilots, and 5, Beauty Behind the Madness, The Weeknd. Oh, I love that album.
About 21 Pilots, I just went to their concert on Sunday night, and it was amazing. It was really good. There was a lot of people from this school who were there, and the arena was totally packed, which I've only been to one other concert there, but it was nowhere near that full. They played a lot of songs, and their show, their concert is a full experience. It's not just them singing the music, it's them. There's animations behind on the projections behind them, and they move around. They started off on stage, and then it turned out that Tyler wasn't actually there. He was up in the stands, and it was a magic trick or something. They put a cloak over him, and he collapsed, and he was up in the top stands. And then I ran back down. They started playing in the center of the whole pit, and then they went back on the stage, and then they ran up, and they were on top of this ladder thing, and they were just moving all around, and it was really good. It was a really good show, and all the lights and lighting and music and everything. It was
That's actually
really
extremely cool.
Yeah, it was.
I wish
It
I
was
would have
awesome.
went now.
It's It's actually kind of sad that 21 Pilots isn't as well known until Heathens came out, because I knew of it before, but lots of people didn't, and I know that that's one of his most popular songs, but I still like, I love 21 Pilots, and my favorite song was and still is Stressed Out by them, but it's sad that it was known more after a movie.
Yeah. Well, I think they were pretty popular before. Like, I know a lot of people who liked them.
Yeah.
They made it to the radio. That's a big step for
Yeah.
them too.
But the thing that was best about it was, like, no matter where you were sitting in there, you got to, like, be close to them because they kept moving, and they made sure that everyone in the crowd was really involved.
That's amazing.
And Louisville was actually the closing show of their tour, which I didn't know. Like, I thought it was just another, like, step of the road, but it was actually the closing one for their U.S. tour. So that was a pretty big deal.
So they went all out, maybe?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
great.
really, really cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Now I did see the not the Grammys. I think it was the VMAs. Apparently, it might have been the Grammys, but like the Chainsmokers, they were the top artist of the year.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think that
I've
like,
heard of them.
I think that 21 Pilots, just those two, they're moving really, really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I only know one song by the Chainsmokers, and it's not that good. It's okay. I don't think they deserve top artist. Because,
Yeah, I don't think so either. There's two of them, and there's two 21 Pilots, and it's
21 Pilots.
yes, I love 21
It's better
Pilots.
music. Yeah, it has better music.
It's very the same.
In our last segment, we'll be discussing our personal favorite albums and our favorite medium to listen to our songs on.
So my favorite artist of all time is definitely Michael Jackson. Definitely Michael Jackson. He's all over my room. I have all his albums. I love him so much. I know all of his songs. I can kind of dance to him. I can moonwalk. I love Michael Jackson so much.
My favorite artist is Brennan Urie. Panic! At the Disco, I got into it last year, and I've listened to pretty much every song by them, the oldest ones to the newest ones. And my favorite one is probably my favorite song. I have two. It is Ballad of Mona Lisa by Panic! At the Disco, and You Found Me by The Fray.
Oh, cool. They're having a concert soon.
Yeah, my favorite artists change pretty much like every couple of months. So right now, my current favorites are Swimmers, The Frights, and Fiddler. Yeah, mine used to be Panic! At the Disco too. I still really like them, but I haven't listened to a lot of their music in quite a while. So I'm excited to go to their concert.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I am too.
Yeah, they have a concert at the Center on April 9th, and
I'm
we're
really
all going to.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So,
fun.
Yeah.
gonna be-
Close seats. So.
I think it's going to be really cool. My seats are kind of far away, but where are your seats, Olivia?
They're close to the stage. I know that, and I'm excited because I know it's on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But my mom's actually letting me go for once, and it's my first concert ever, and it's by my favorite band, and so it's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going to that concert too. I'm gonna be in the B section on the floor, so I'm gonna be pretty close to the stage. I'm nervous because I feel like I'm gonna get trampled.
Yeah.
The weird thing about being on the floor this year is for the Panic seats, I think it's like actual seating. I don't think it's a pit. So I think you have seats you actually have to like sit in.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Better, yeah, because I'm short.
Yeah.
I get lost in the
that'll be
crowd.
cool. So what is like our favorite mediums, like all of our favorite mediums to listen to things on? Like, you know, like my personal favorite, I like Spotify. I love
Yeah.
cassettes and vinyl. I just bought 3 cassettes actually online, and they're coming pretty soon. So pretty excited about
Spotify
that.
and Pandora, stuff like that.
My favorite Spotify and iTunes. I buy vinyls, but I don't listen to it because I don't have a record player.
Yeah,
But
those
like
are
it's
cool.
it's really cool to collect them. Like I have the Thriller vinyl. Apparently it's like the original, but like it's open and it's in bad shape. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna preserve it.
There's also this website called 8 Tracks on where people can make like their own playlists, and it's just really cool because it's a good way to learn about new music. So we're here with Taylor, and we're gonna ask her what her favorite song and artist are. So what's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist would probably be 21 Pilots.
And what's your favorite song by them?
Trees, probably.
And why is that?
Because I don't know, it's like really emotional, and I just really like I don't know, I just really like the song. I can't really explain it.
Yeah. That's a really good song. Okay, well, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to join us on our next episode for a discussion of the best TV shows of all time.